Israel is one of the smallest countries in the world.
The land we now call Israel in Palestine was part of the Ottoman Empire for centuries. It was known globally and locally as Palestine, and it was home to Muslims, Christians, and Jews, but overwhelmingly Arabic-speaking and majority Palestinian Arab by the late 1800s. Then came Zionism, a political movement started by European Jews facing rising anti-Semitism. Zionist leaders wanted to build a Jewish state in Palestine, even though Jews were a small minority there. So starting in the 1880s, waves of Jewish immigrants, mainly from Europe, began settling the land. But here's what most people don't know. Much of the land they settled was purchased legally, but not ethically. Zionist organizations like the Jewish National Fund bought land from absentee landlords, the wealthy elites who lived in Beirut, Damascus, or Istanbul, who had gained legal title under Ottoman land laws. The problem? These landowners didn't live on the land. Palestinian tenant farmers did. Families who had lived and worked that land for generations were never consulted. When it was sold, they were evicted, forced into poverty, or pushed onto less fertile land. This wasn't just a transaction, it was displacement, and it sparked early resistance, not to Jews, but to a political project backed by European money and imperial power, forcing Palestinians off their ancestral land without consent. After World War II and the Holocaust, the global mood shifted. The United Nations proposed a partition plan in 1947, giving 55% of the land to the Jewish minority, who made up 1/3 of the population, and the remaining 45% to the Palestinian majority. Zionist leaders accepted the deal. Palestinians rejected it, not because they hated Jews, but because it wasn't fair. They were being asked to give up their land, homes, and sovereignty for someone else's state. In 1948, Zionist leaders declared the State of Israel. Arab nations were outraged and intervened. They knew if it could happen to the Palestinians, it could happen to them as well. But Israel had better weapons, training, and Western backing, meaning money and support from the US and Western European allies. In the war that followed, over 750,000 Palestinians were forcibly expelled or fled in terror. More than 400 villages were destroyed. Entire communities were wiped off the map. This is what the Palestinians call the Nakba, or the catastrophe. It wasn't an unfortunate side effect of war, it was the goal. In 1967, Israel launched another war and took control of the West Bank, Gaza, East Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights. That began the ongoing military occupation. Since then, Israel has built illegal settlements on Palestinian land, demolished homes and schools, imposed military law on millions of Palestinians, arrested and detained people, including children, without trial, and created an apartheid system where Palestinians live under surveillance, checkpoints, curfews, and violence, while settlers live freely on stolen land.
Historically, Persia is modern-day Iran. That's not a modern theory, it's fact. Iran was officially called Persia until 1935. Their hatred exploded after 1948, when Israel became a nation again, fulfilling prophecy. Iran's leaders even promote a dark theology: destroy Israel to bring their Messiah.